In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.
Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Welcome back to What's Up Waco, the podcast that loves to introduce you to the people, the places, and the properties that make Waco an excellent community to live. Hey everybody, welcome back to What's Up Waco with your host Erica Boisvert. Today I'm joined by Anthony Walton. How you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm so good. I'm having a good day. It's hot out there, but
A little bit.
happy to be up here on the 21st floor.
I don't think I've ever been this high in my entire life. And I mean that in the most respectful way.
The height of the building, Anthony.
Absolutely. It's a little high.
So Anthony is complete owner, or
Yes.
is it a partnership? Okay,
Ownership.
owner of Broken G BBQ here in Waco, in the heart of Waco.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did that come? So, okay, first, what's your experience with cooking? Is this something you grew up with? Is this something you came to as an adult? How does that work?
Absolutely not. So for the longest, I've been in restaurant business since 1996.
Okay,
But I've always been either a bartender or a waiter.
sure.
You know, I've never.
You're always front of the house?
Never
Okay.
cooking for a restaurant. Nah,
Mhm.
never happened. I didn't want to be in the kitchen.
You don't want those tickets coming at you all day?
Absolutely not. And
Fair.
yeah, so one day I was working for this place called Nympha's, which is downtown
Oh, yeah,
Mexican
yeah.
restaurant. Awesome place. I was working for them. This guy named Cameron came in one day. He was a bartender there. He's a pastor now out in I want to say Longview.
Okay.
He's a youth pastor out there.
Oh, good for you.
But I was cooking on this little pit I had in my backyard, but I was just using charcoal, right? So I was
Okay.
just like grilling chicken. I thought I was barbecuing, but I was actually just grilling chicken. He comes in after Thanksgiving and he brings in this turkey breast that he had, that him and his father cooked.
Okay.
And the smell, it was the smell. I walked around, I kid you not, I put my hand in the bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed the turkey and I walked around probably for about 2 hours. And I was smelling my fingers because the smoke on the
Because it was
turkey
smoked. Mm-hmm.
smelled so good. And so I asked him one day, I said, hey, how did you get this smell on here? He's like, this is really good. He was like, oh, I use wood. And I was like, wood? What do you mean wood? What kind of wood? He was like pecan. I was like from a tree?
All the barbecuers are listening to you going,
Oh, this is true. This is
sir.
100% true story. And so after that, I was
From
like,
a tree?
he was like, yeah. So you just pretty much put it in a bucket of water, wet it down,
Mm-hmm.
throw it in the pit, let it smoke, and gets that flavor. And I was like, okay, I got to try this. And then
Okay.
the first time I did it, my chicken looks like this mat. Like it was so
Oh.
black because I had over smoked it. It was
Okay.
really juicy, but it was just the color was off, really bad.
Okay.
And so he kept giving me tips on how to make like my own rub and stuff like that.
Sure.
And I just kind of couldn't stop. I wanted
So
to
you
learn
got
more.
bit.
Oh yeah. And then I just kept going after that, and rest is history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still working at Nympha's at this point?
Still working in Nympha's.
Okay.
I went to a couple of restaurants. I was back and forth from Buzzard Billy's. So I started in
Okay.
Buzzard Billy's in like 2008, and I worked there for 15 years on and off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so at the time of me barbecuing and doing all this stuff, I was constantly, I just couldn't stop. You know, I was barbecuing every single day. trying to get better. And
Neat.
the first pit that I ever had, my buddy called it looks like RDD2, right? It's a little bitty cylinder thing that was really tiny. And it probably held about 8 coals and 1 chunk of wood.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But I used it and because I wanted, that's all I had. That's all I can afford at the time.
Yeah.
It was like $75 from Lowe's.
Sure.
And I cooked on this thing every single day. When I tell you I barbecued every single day, it was so bad that the apartment complex that me and the girl I was dating was living at, that they typically don't let people have barbecue pits in front of their apartment.
Oh, yeah.
But because I was in front of the pool and there was like a concrete, patio.
Like a patio,
They let me put my pit there.
Okay.
So every day, I was cooking every single day,
Nice.
every day, chicken, ribs.
Just
chicken,
learning and perfecting and
I thought I was. I'm surprised I haven't killed anybody when I first started because the barbecue was awful. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Flavor or
Flavor,
like you thought it was done, but it wasn't cooked through?
So I never undercooked a chicken.
Okay.
Like ever.
Okay, that's good.
But brisket.
Oh, okay.
My first brisket looked like prime rib when I got done. Like it was terrible. It was completely mean and rare in the middle. It was awful.
Okay.
And I just kind of gave up a little bit at that point. And then we moved and got a house and I got my first bigger pit. And I cooked my first like full rack of ribs and chicken breast and half chickens and whole chickens. Still haven't perfected brisket yet because I haven't got it down.
Sure.
And then I got a job at Rudy's.
Okay.
And this guy named Max that worked there, he taught me the fundamentals on, because I kept telling him, because he knew I was intrigued by barbecue. And so he asked me, what do you have problems with? I said, man, my chicken looks like, it's as dark as I am. Man, this chicken is ridiculously dark. My ribs
no
are
matter
dark.
what.
No matter what I did, I couldn't figure it out. He said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm putting my wood in water, letting it soak overnight and throwing it on top of the coals. And he's like, well, you got dirty smoke. And he was like, you want to have a clear, white smoke? And I was like, what is that? He's like, let me show you. So he took me back to Rudy's.
Nice.
He's showing me all this stuff. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. And so I go back home. I'm excited. I go back home.
Because you cracked the code. That was the one thing that was bugging you, right?
Let me tell you something. This chicken was the most beautiful chicken breast I've ever cooked in my entire life. I had a smile on my face like the Grinch. It was like ear to ear. Like, I'm not even kidding you. And then I said, okay, but then I didn't know how to cut. I didn't know how to trim. And so working.
Okay.
So working there, they showed me how to cut brisket and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And you learned that real quick at Rudy's.
Yeah. So then I learned how to cut. So then I learned the fundamentals of how to between clean smoke and dirty smoke.
Sure.
And how to get the good color, what the right temperature is for the food. And then after that, it just took over me. I couldn't stop. And my brother bought me my first really big barbecue pit. So this is like a couple years later.
That's a good brother.
Yeah. And I remember I cooked like 6 racks of ribs on it, a bunch of chicken. At this
point,
my
that's big.
Yeah. At this point, my brisket had gotten up. Like I've like mastered it at this point. Well, I thought I did.
Okay.
But
I'm like crust, red rings.
Oh yeah.
Cooked through mastered.
Oh yeah. It was beautiful. Like it was great, right? And so then my brother was like, well, you're doing good, but you haven't made your own rub yet.
Yeah.
Like you're still using their rub. Make your own rub. And so that was like the next step, was to make my own barbecue rub.
Make it yours.
Make it mine. He said, if you really want to pursue this, you really want to do this the rest of your life, you need to perfect whatever you're doing, no matter what. You need to become a pit master, and you need to learn how to cook every single thing you can possibly think of on the barbecue pit, right?
And give it your own take, right?
So when you eat my barbecue, you want to know that it's mine.
Yeah.
Because a lot of barbecue places, they all taste the same because they use 2 ingredients, salt and pepper. You know, and that's the old school way, which I have no issue with. But it's 2024. We have to step it up a little bit.
I think rubs have come a long way.
Yeah. So I like the old school way of barbecuing, but I like having the new flavor that I have that goes with it.
Okay.
And so once I learned, I make my rub, and it was, it was trial and error. It was constantly making it, and I finally got to where I liked it, and it was good. And like I said, this is 6-7 years ago. You know, I thought it was fantastic. I did my first catering, which I was super nervous about. And
I bet. How many people was it?
It was only like 50 people.
Only. That's a lot of people for
But it was people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So like cooking for your friends, cooking for your family, they're going to eat no matter what. Most of them have probably been drinking anyway. So to them, it tastes amazing, right? So that gives you like a little bit of a confidence, you know?
Sure.
And then, but when you have to cook for people.
Which your friends and family should.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What they do, they brag about me all the time.
Cute.
And
good job.
Thank you. family, love you guys. But at that point, I was still learning. I was still going at it, and I was still cooking. I was, trying to give it the best I could. And
Sure.
I did my first catering. Then I did another small catering outside of a church. And then I remember after that, I kind of stopped a little bit and started working back in the restaurant because I had to make money.
Sure. Bills.
And then, I kind of like got back on it. Like I was like, man, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to bartend for the rest of my life. I want to barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I met this guy. I wish I could remember his name, but I can't remember his name. I met him almost 15 years ago.
Okay.
I was working at Elite Cafe before it changed.
Oh, yeah.
He came. He was a pastor. He came in. He goes, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes, sir." He was like, "What do you want to do for the rest of your life?" I said, "Honestly, I want to barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I want to barbecue for the rest of my life." And he was like, "I have a feeling that I'm gonna come back down here in 15 years, and you're gonna have your own spot." Right.
You had an angel come through.
And I said, I appreciate that, man. I really hope so.
Aww.
He said, no, just judging by your character and you taking care of us and how you treat people, how you treat us, and how you are with the rest of your table and stuff, man, you have this aura around you that is just like, it's just really good energy. And
nice.
I think you're going to do great in life. And so he said a prayer for me and stuff, and it was awesome. 15 years will be next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I got chills. Look at that.
It's crazy. So,
sir, if you're out there and hear this.
Yes. If you remember who I am, my name is Anthony Walton. Once again, I met you at Elite Cafe a long time ago. But next year will be 15 years that I've done this, and it's been great. But after I went back into it, I started just doing barbecue. Like I was selling plates out of my house.
Okay.
And just it was good. Then COVID hit, and I was really selling plates out of my house. And then
nice.
Yeah, and then the city came and was like,
I was wondering. I didn't want to ask. I'm like, did you have your cottage food? Like, did you have?
No.
You just said come pick up some barbecue.
It was so bad. And honestly, I think I still believe the people across the street from me.
I was like, who called it in?
Okay, let me tell you something. It was so many people coming in at my house at that time. Like they probably thought it was a drug house.
I was like, they weren't thinking it was barbecue.
No, because I had all this brisket like wrapped up in foil, so it looks like a brick. So in my mind, these people
Anthony.
it was terrible. It was terrible. But
it was barbecue.
It was all barbecue.
That's awesome.
Like it was awesome. But she came to my house and I knew the lady. And she was like, I was hoping it wasn't you. And I said, yes. But she gave me a warning.
It was me.
She gave me a warning.
Oh, that was nice. Good job, lady.
She was like, don't do it again. I said, yes, ma'am. So I waited about, I don't know, probably like 3 months. I was like, screw this.
I need my barbecue.
I got to make money.
I need my barbecue money.
I need my barbecue money. So then I kind of started back up, but like anonymous, And I didn't.
Did you keep doing it out of your house?
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't call anybody again?
They didn't. Well, I didn't. No one came to my house. I delivered. Everywhere.
Smart. Okay, so you changed up your business plan.
I was like, okay, I can't stop doing this because this is my calling card. I can't stop doing this. So I just made it 100% delivery. Right. So I'm driving all around town, dropping off bags of food everywhere I go. And it was great. It did. I mean, I did pretty good doing that. And then when I went to Buzzard Billy, which is the Brazos Landing now, but. I was working there during the time. I was still barbecuing on the side, but then I got offered like a manager position over there and it was more money. So I kind of I put barbecue to the side for a little bit.
Okay.
And I remember the day this happened. The owners, Becky and Claude Lindsay, we had a catering at Baylor because they're really big in the Baylor and the sports, and they wanted to do like I think it was like 100 steaks and something like that. Jeez. And I was like, why don't we just do like brisket? Like it's cheaper, and you can get more out of it, And they was like, well, let me see if they're okay with barbecue. So she called and they said they were fine with it. And so we was like, well, how are we going to cook it? I said, well, I can cook it at home and bring it up here. And Becky's like, no, heck no. So we had this catering was in 2 weeks, I believe. So me and Claude is online. We're looking for barbecue pits.
Okay.
So we find this guy named Ed. He's amazing. We find him online, and he had a barbecue pit for sale. And so me and Claude takes the truck and put the trailer on there, drive to his spot, and he happened to know the guy. And so that was like really cool, like that, because they didn't see each other in years.
Wow.
And
This is some Waco stuff.
Yeah. And, oh yeah. And so that guy, to this day, he still come by and eats barbecue in my spot. Like
Really?
oh yeah, he's awesome. And so we bought the barbecue pit, took it back to Buster Billy's, and I had to cook, I think it was like 9, 10 briskets.
Okay.
And so then we served it to Baylor, and they loved it. Like it was a football team, like they loved it. And then
Those are the people you want craving your barbecue.
That's what I'm saying, because they're hungry, they're big boys, they want to eat.
Right? They need a lot.
Yeah. And so the next day we did another catering for them, but it was steak. So I had to cook like, I think it was like 100 or 200 steaks, right? And so me, Becky, and Claude sat down, and they was like, "What do you think about barbecuing here?" I was like, I've never really sold my barbecue out of a restaurant. I haven't even made a menu.
Right.
I've never even made a menu. I was like, all I do is just cook brisket, mac and cheese, and baked beans, and store-bought potato salad. I've never had to
Store-bought potato salad.
HEB is the best potato.
Okay, it's good potato salad.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
No,
so.
not anymore.
Okay.
No, this is back then. And so
just teasing.
she goes, I was like, yeah. I mean, okay.
Look at that. Okay, right?
And so she was like,
Shoot,
all right, well,
use their resources? Heck yeah.
Yeah, make your menu. And I was like, okay. So I'm at home and I'm like terrified. I've never made a menu before.
Okay.
So, but all I remember is all this food that I've cooked over the years with me and my friends, right?
Yeah.
And I remember every single recipe. And so I gave it a first menu. We put it out. I remember the first thing I sold in the restaurant was a half chicken. And this older gentleman, he ordered it. And I was so nervous.
Aww.
Because I've never sold anything to anyone besides my friends that's a restaurant style, right?
Sure.
And so I waited, I'm nervous. Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Aww.
And even though I've been cooking barbecue for like 10, 12 years, but it's
that's just the pride you're putting into it and the love you got in there.
I'm like, I hope this guy loves it.
Yeah.
And I go out.
I love that.
And I kind of look around, and I kid you not, this guy's plate looked like a dead carcass. Like it was
he went at it.
Completely 100% bones. Like this guy he was like, this is the best chicken I ever had. And I was like,
I'll bet.
Thank God. And so as the time went on, you know, it started off kind of slow because, people don't really go to Buster Billy's to get barbecue. It's Cajun. And so when people would come in, they were like, I got barbecue now. And the waiters and the bartenders would be like, oh yeah, you got this guy. It's like, he's the real deal. Like, you gotta try it.
Aww.
And so people would eat it and they were selling it like crazy. And it just kind of took off at Buster Billy's. So it kind of got my name out there and got out like who I was a little bit. And so they gave Buster Billy's is the one that gave my first true start on putting barbecue in the restaurant and selling it to the public, right?
Okay.
And so about a year later, we parted ways, not in a bad way, but we just parted ways because I wanted to do my own thing.
Well, and they were obviously headed in another direction too. Yeah.
And so once that happened, that's when I met up with the owners of Backyard. Okay. Russell Clay, Chris Bazile, Chris Cox, Brian Brown. I met with these guys, and I've never worked for a group of people that care so much about people. Oh. And they've been absolutely terrific with me and my team since we started, and they gave me so much help when I first started because, like I said, I started with $155 when I first went over there.
That's crazy.
And they gave me a really good deal when I first started, and we just
to your name, you had $155.
That's it,
and that was it.
That's it. And I was like, "This is." I literally what I said is Jesus, take the wheel, because I'm either gonna make it or not. This is all I have. Okay. I didn't blew $1,000 when I was off because I just wanted to have fun because I worked so much at Buzzers. I was putting in 60, 70 hours a week.
Oh, sure.
And I was over
you needed a break.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And they were like, well, we got you. Wow. We're gonna take care of your food for like the first, few months. Wow. Before you have to, make you some money before you can build up that, that equity, and then you can start paying for your own food and stuff like that. And
wow, so they were getting product for you.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Only thing I had to pay was like my taxes on my food and stuff like that. Sure. And they kept promoting me and stuff like that, and it just kind of one thing led to another. Like we just started building, and then I made a team. Mm-hmm. My marketing manager, her name is Ashley, which is the one that was emailing you. Mm-hmm. She is by far. I'm gonna tell you something. I love this woman so much. Yeah. And she's extremely proud because we all, me, her, Tony Taylor, Aaron Glatter, we all worked together at Buzzard Billy. That's how we met. And so, so we all met at Buzzard Billy's, and we just,
Were you all front of house?
We were all front of the house.
Okay.
We were all of us was bartenders. Well,
okay.
Tony was a server at first. Then I trained him at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron was already a bartender, and Ashley was a bartender.
Okay.
So we all worked together. We all hung out. We all went to see movies. We all went to go eat together. Like
restaurant family is a different. Oh yeah, it's a different animal.
Oh yeah, and then Tony, he was when I came over to Backyard, he was still working at Buzzards, and he believed in my product so much that he was like, "I'm going to follow Anthony," and so he left Buzzards.
Wow. Okay.
And he came over to help me follow my dreams and make sure I don't. His biggest thing is, as long as I'm here, you're always gonna succeed. I'm never gonna let you fail, no matter what.
Okay.
The job has to be done, no matter what.
That's
and
awesome.
Then Ashley, she came aboard. She lives in the Panhandle, so she's not even in Waco.
Oh, she's not here anymore
at all.
Okay.
At all, and she does everything. This woman has built up my clientele so big, and my views and all this stuff like that. She's just sits there on the computer all day long, and she's just working magic, and I don't understand anything. She's telling me what to do, and she's sending me, she's like, hey, this is what we did this week. And I was like, Ashley, I don't understand none of that.
Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, but she'll break it down and she'll explain to me. And
that's awesome.
Tony is like my go-to guy.
Okay.
Like it's no matter what he's got going on, no matter what he's doing, if I say, Tony, I need you here, he gets up, boom, he comes. He don't even hesitate.
Wow.
And he works hard. And Aaron, him and his wife, Brittany, before Aaron started working for me, Aaron helped me. They funded me to build the building I have in the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was like, look, we came up on some money. We believe in your product. We know how good your product is, and we want to invest. We want to help you get even bigger. So they paid to have my building built.
Wow.
Right?
That's
and
awesome.
And then Backyard, they kind of filled in the rest. They're like, what do you need to go further? I was like, well, I need a bigger pit because it's starting to get busy. I need a bigger pit.
Okay.
So we built.
That's a good problem to have.
Oh, yeah. So we built a big pit, and we built another section back there where I was at to make it bigger so we can grow.
Wow.
And then Aaron came aboard. So now he works there. And so it's me, Aaron, Tony, Ashley, and then we got another guy named Mike.
Okay.
And it has been terrific since then. I had one more employee. Her name is Shannon. She's gonna hate me for saying this, but she was a pit master. She was the person I trained. She worked with me at Buzzard Billy's. I trained her at Buzzard Billy when I was cooking there, and she followed me over to Backyard, and she recently went back to Buzzard Billy's.
Okay.
But she was like my anchor.
Oh.
She would get there early in the morning, get the pit going, get the food on.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yeah, she was
a champ.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I go in the morning and she's dressed in sweat and her eyes are all red from the smoke and stuff. I'm like, Santa, you okay? She was like, and she would just thumbs up and smile. Like she never got mad. She never got angry. She would always just smile because she was so intrigued with learning how to barbecue and all this stuff. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So she will always be in our memories for working with us. She's fantastic. And so now it's like I said, it's me, Ashley, Tony, and Aaron, and it's just it's hitting this. When Ashley made that post about the story about us and how we met and stuff like that, people were intrigued because no one knew that they just thought we were just three random people working together. But
no, they didn't know the history behind it.
Yeah, we've been friends for years, and it's been great. Like honestly, it's been an honor.
So then, just to be super clear, just for all the things, you are with Backyard, but you're not part of Backyard. You're like on the location.
Yes. So
but separate businesses.
Absolutely. Okay. So Backyard is basically like I think Russell, he called it like Union Hall.
Oh, okay.
When you go to Union Hall
yeah.
and you got the different restaurants in there
Sure.
and people own their part of the restaurant. It's basically like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's just in a bigger plateau because Backyard is huge. So it's helped me. The best thing about being there is you got Magnolia across the street, right? And you get all these tourists come in from like all over the world that come in and see Magnolia.
Yep.
And so what do people want when they come to Texas? They want barbecue. We're right across the street.
You
right?
are. So like literally right across the street.
And so people come in with like, and they're always confused. Is this Broken G? And I have a big sign up front. It's like Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill. Then it's Broken G. I mean, I look tiny compared to their, humongous sign. But, and we always tell people, yeah, this is it. Okay, we didn't know because it said backyard out there, but they never see the big orange Broken G BBQ over there, you know. But
well, backyard's all,
oh yeah,
red and
it's
different letters like that.
Yeah.
That's eye catching.
That place it's grown so much, and since we've been there, like it's 2 kitchens. It's us, and then there's Hometown at the backyard, which is owned by Diane Nolan. She's come in there and she's turned that kitchen around. Like
really?
She has chicken fried steak. You know, she has jumbo
Does she have a trailer too?
She used to have a trailer. She doesn't anymore.
Okay,
It was called Homestyle Bakery.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So she brings in all her her desserts and stuff like that.
Yes.
And, so having both of us there, it's been like tremendous for backyard.
Oh
because
yeah.
We got 2 of the best cooks.
And they're not losing anybody.
No.
Nobody's leaving to go to dinner.
No.
They just walk a couple steps away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and you have such a great menu because you can go, if you want barbecue, obviously you can go get Broken G.
Sure.
Or if you want chicken fried steak, or you want a burger, or you want kids chicken tenders, you have Hometown at the backyard. So you have everything you want in one location without having.
And good music.
Exactly. And, you got kids. Kids are picky. So, they're only going to eat 3 things.
I'm like, I don't know if they're picky. They just have a very few things, right?
It's like I either want chicken, mac and cheese, or give me a hamburger. Like that's pretty much all they order.
And they're happy.
Yeah. I have a kid menu on my menu, but
Do you?
Oh yeah, but this is barbecue, it's sliders. It's like this thing called the like a kid black and gold, which is like mac and cheese with brisket on top.
Oh yum.
And
that sounds good.
I think I sell more to grown-ups.
Oh, the kid size?
Yeah, than I do the kids, because kids don't want brisket. They don't know what brisket is.
My kids do.
Really?
Yes. Well, my mom had a backyard barbecue.
Oh, nice.
So she's a caterer. Not anymore. She's retired now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My mom and my brother-in-law and my sister started it.
Where at?
They started it in Southern California, and then she had a brick and mortar restaurant in Colorado.
That's awesome.
It was fun. She had a lot of fun with it.
So you know a lot about barbecue then.
I know it. I know what I like.
Yeah.
I know nothing about barbecue. And then my husband, he smokes. He can smoke some brisket.
I've met a lot of people that have brought their husbands up there, and people who own barbecue restaurants. They come there and try it out and stuff, and they're all they're blown away.
Yeah,
they really, because you come in a place as a bar and you expect to get bar food, right?
Sure.
So you expect to get like the cheap burgers, the old cheese whiz in a can type thing.
Just enough so that the alcohol isn't taken over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then now when you come over there, it's like a full blown restaurant inside a bar.
Yeah.
That's
it's like a win-win-win. I mean, it works for you. It works for backyard. I mean, it's so smart.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're very smart.
So smart.
Oh, they knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, they did. They knew they needed food.
Oh yeah. And so these people come in, they try it, they're just like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like why what? Y'all have this here? Why are you here? And I was like, why don't you have your own place? I was like, well, I kind of like this place. It's cool. It's nice. I get to meet people like you,
Yeah.
I get to meet all these tourists that come in.
Yes.
It's awesome. And so,
could you imagine opening a brick and mortar? I mean, just where you're at, you cannot beat your location.
No, it's a great location.
That's an excellent location.
I get told that all the time. And people come there, they walk in, they're just mesmerized by and Backyard has done, since I've been there, but before I got there, they've put so much work in this place. Like, I can't even tell you how much money these guys have sunk into this place. And sometimes I look at them, I'm like, I don't see how y'all even can afford to get gas right now in your vehicle.
Like, how do you eat?
Yeah, I'm
Come have some brisket.
Yeah, like, can I
do you need a sandwich?
Can I buy you a baked potato? Because y'all are really putting some money in this place, and they're about to upgrade again.
Are they?
To make me and our kitchen better.
Wow.
So I was like, you guys are just, and after doing, when you put that much money in place, you can't leave.
No.
Like, you're stuck there. I have like my logo and stuff is embedded in the ground, stuff like that. So, I can't, I'm there. I'm stuck there.
So I do want to ask, where'd the Broken G come from?
That's the most asked question I get.
I'll bet.
Absolutely. So this is this is an amazing story.
Okay.
So I got a good friend of mine.
I'm all in.
I got a good friend of mine. His name is Stuart Good. And at this point, we're not even friends. He's to me, I call him my little brother at this point.
Okay.
And so the G in Broken G is their last name, which is good.
Okay.
The Broken G part is they have a ranch outside of Clifton at Cransville's Gap,
Okay.
about an hour from here. It's called the Broken G Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason why it's called the Broken G Ranch is because the last name is good, but everything is, if you ever worked in a ranch, you know everything
Everything's
breaks.
broken.
Everything.
We were just talking about that a minute ago.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yep.
I went home a couple of days ago, and his dad was putting oil inside one of the tractors and stuff, trying to get the pistons going so they can make another run. And but everything is always, we're always fixing something.
Mm-hmm.
It's always something to do. It's always something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, so I met him working at Nefa's, Buzzard Billy's. I was bartending, and Stuart worked at this little diesel shop, and he would come in every day during lunch. He would get a sandwich, drink one beer, and he would go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so one day we were sitting there, and he was talking about a hog. And I said, man, at this point, we haven't even spoken yet, besides like, hey, guys, how's it going?
Right.
And he was talking about they're having a hog problem out in their land.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy named Alex that would come in with him. And I was like, man, I barbecue, and I really want to smoke a hog. I never have, but I've seen people do it, and I really would like to smoke a whole hog. And he goes, really? I was like, yeah. I said, I got a big old pit in my house, man, but I've never done one before. So I kid you not, he goes home this weekend, and they kill a hog. She shoots a hog. And
he's like, I can help you with that.
I gave him my number. He texted me that night. He said, man, I'm bringing you like a 150-pound hog. I was like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
He comes down that weekend, brings me this 150-pound hog. Mind you, like I said, I've never cooked a hog before. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to see what happens.
Here we go.
So I put this thing on the pit, and we're out. We're having a good time. He's here. We're drinking, having a good time. The next day, he comes back over, because at this point, he's living in Waco because he's going to MCC, so he's living here. And so he comes back over later on the next day, and the pigs, I have my table. I have this big old 8-foot table, wood table in my house, and I covered it like in foil and butcher paper.
Sure.
And threw the hog on there. And so at this point, it's like 25 of us surrounding this table. Oh my gosh. And we look like a bunch of like dinosaurs, just we're just picking this pig apart, right? And it was so good.
Was it?
It was so good. So good.
Because when you first said hogs, I was thinking of like, the feral ones that you're like, you don't want to eat.
Oh yeah, we killed it. He killed it.
But this one was good.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't, when you kill a hog, you can't shoot them in the stomach, anything like that, because it's not good. And then if you get too big of one, it's just not good. So you want to get that good, 50 to 75 pounds is like the best. The meat's tender, the backstrap is delicious.
Really?
I can go all day. I love hog.
Really?
Oh yeah, especially wild. The wilder the better. I love it. Love it. So
it doesn't get like gamey and tough.
Nah, not if you do it right. So I brine mine for about 24 hours.
Okay.
Before I even put it on the pit. So it pulls out all the gaminess. It pulls out all the bad blood and stuff in it. So it worked.
And keeps it like hydrated.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. It was good. And so we kept hanging out. I started going over to his apartment and stuff like that, hanging out with him. And then one day he was like, hey, you should come out to the ranch. And I was like, where is it at? He was like, Cransville's Gap. I was like, where the heck is that? He's like, it's like outside of Clifton. I said, no. He said, and he goes, why? He said, it's like, we're kind of close to Waco. I said, excuse my language, hell no.
Why not, Anthony?
Yeah. Why not?
Why would you not want to go out that way?
It's something tells me that Waco is not a place for young men like me.
That's a very diplomatic way to say that, sir.
Yeah, it's just not.
Sure.
And so he was like, oh, man, you're fine.
You're fine.
I'm like, dude, I'm not coming out there, man. And so one day, me and him went to Walmart. His dad called, and he's like, I never met his parents yet, but he was talking about me every time he would go home. He would go home on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And his dad, first thing his dad said was, I thought you would be taller. Because like the size of like you're a big guy, like the size of your arms, like you're huge, but you're just not tall. And I was like, I'm gonna love this old man.
Right. You're like, nice to meet you too.
Yeah. And so he's telling like I can't get him to come out there. And so me and an old friend of mine named Devin Hunt, I was like, Devin's like, dude, I'll take you out there. I was like, cool. So he drove his truck and went out there, and we just shot guns and fish and swim and stuff like that. Had a good time.
Fun.
Had a little bit of a little cookout out there. It was nice.
Okay.
And then after that, I started taking myself. So then I started going. I was going every weekend.
Wow.
I was driving out there every weekend, and they was showing me how to work around the ranch, stuff like that. And I just became really close to them.
Okay.
They always looked at me as family no matter what, even when they first met me, and I didn't know anything about these people. I was terrified. I was like, okay, I'm in a place where I don't know, but their son is like amazing, and his mom and dad are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just awesome people, right?
Okay.
And so years and years went on. We got really, really close, and then I was like, "What do y'all do for a living?" And his mom was like, "We sell cattle and hay."
I'm like, they were like, "This is it.
Yeah,
you've been doing it with us."
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then years later, years kept passing. I just kept, and I would stay out there for like weeks at a time.
Oh,
Like I didn't
nice.
want to come back home. It's a ranch life. You don't want to come back home.
No, it's
And
hard.
when you're out there, it's like paradise. You got a pool, you got fishing tanks, you got 4-wheelers, you got, tractors. There's just so much you can do when you're out there. Yes, it's not all, people hear me talk about it like, man, it looks like paradise. I'm like, yeah, but we just put up, 200 acres of fence. Like,
Right. I'm like, put out a fence line in August and talk to me about paradise.
Exactly. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I have to work when I'm out there.
It's work hard, play hard.
Oh yeah, I have chores and
Yes, chores.
Mom would tell me, she's like, before you even think about it, I had a party out there one year for my birthday, and she'd go, before you even go join your friends, you need to go find Bobby and Stuart. They're out there putting posts down on the ground. Like, yes, ma'am.
Aw.
So I get on the ATV, drive over to the other part of the land where they're at, and start putting posts in there. This is my birthday.
This is your birthday.
All my
This
friends
is your birthday party.
Yeah, all my friends are in the pool having a good time. And
you're like, I'll be right there.
Exactly. So then years and years and years kept passing. I just got really close. And he has 2 older brothers. And we just all became like this big part. I just became part of the family, And then when I was working at Buzzers, when I left Buzzers, so the shirt I got on has 2 different names on it.
It
right?
does, yes.
So the 111 Smokehouse is when I first started selling barbecue. That was the name I used.
Okay, Anthony Smokehouse.
And then the Anthony Smokehouse is the one I used at Buzzard Billy's.
Okay.
So I got 111. I think I don't know what side
it's flipped. So Anthony Smokehouse is on this side and 111 Smokehouse. So this was Buzzard Billy's?
Anthony Smokehouse was Buzzard Billy's.
Okay.
And then 111 was when I first started selling barbecue.
Out of your backyard.
Out of my backyard, yeah. And so.
And City of Waco came knocking.
Oh my God. She was nice though.
That's good.
Every time I see her, I'm just like, thank you.
All right.
And
thanks for the warning.
when I left Buzzers, I was really upset, and I went to the ranch and I stayed out there the whole weekend. And I was when I started back selling my apartment, I was looking for another name.
Okay.
And I went to Mom. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna. You guys can say no if you want to. I'm just gonna ask, but I would really like to name my barbecue after this ranch. And she was like, before I even got it out, she was like, yes, absolutely, yes.
Oh.
And so it just kind of stuck. And then when I had this big barbecue pit and I lost it, it was stolen from me.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, it was stolen in my backyard. And then his family, they built me another barbecue pit so that I wouldn't stop. And so me naming this after them is like the smallest repayment.
Thank you.
This family have done tremendous things for me, like tremendous, like so much stuff for me. And so that's where I got the name Broken G.
Okay.
So the like I said, the G is their last name, which is good. And
they're good people.
They're fantastic people. Like it's just weird that it's crazy because their name is good and they're actually really good people. Like they really are. They love my family loves them. They love my family, and they've never ever stood me wrong. Like they taught me a lot of the business side of it.
Okay.
And how to grow my money or how to make money, how to save my money, and gave me a lot of good advice, stuff like that. And every time I have to go home, I have to cook when I get there, but it's okay.
That's okay. That's fair.
I don't want barbecue. They do, But no, they're really good people.
Nah.
Like 100%. They're the most genuine people you will ever meet, and they're just small town country folk that are just
working
good to be good. They don't care what color you are. They don't care what you look like. They don't care who you are, as long as you respect them and respect their house, respect their rules. You got a friend for life.
And pitch in a little.
And pitch in. Go out there and shovel a little bit.
Do your fair share.
Yeah, And so that's where the name come from.
That's all. I love that. That's so great.
They're good people. So
this whole story is so awesome.
It's wild.
And there's like so many connections.
Oh yeah.
And there's definitely some like Waco flair that comes through.
Man, I've been in Waco.
Even that stolen pit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been in Waco my entire life. I've been here. I was born here. And it's just seeing everybody and all my friends that are like, dude, I can't believe you actually like you're doing this. Like I was like, yeah, it's wild.
Isn't that crazy? 15 years later.
Yeah. And then
almost.
Terry Blacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Don't get me started.
Okay, I won't because this is recorded.
No, it's fine. I actually, to be honest, I wanted to meet him because I'm a fan.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
He's been doing this for so long, him and his boys. And when they moved in 2 blocks from us, we're all like, oh, what's going to happen? I was like, I don't know. All I know is, and I took it as people, y'all are comparing me to Terry Blacks. You know how big of an accomplishment that is, first off?
Yes.
The fact that I've only been doing this for 2 years now, like professionally selling it for 2 years, and you guys are comparing me to him like that, I'm like, thank you.
Right.
I'm like, I appreciate it.
No, 100%. I'm shaking my head because I'm like, I know Waco.
Yeah.
Waco isn't going to care. Waco's going to keep coming back to Broken G.
Yeah.
That's what Waco knows.
100%.
Right.
And so when he got here, everyone, you got to jump on the bandwagon.
Sure. You got to try it out.
So
that's a big deal coming up here.
People were just, they were flooding Terry Blacks. And we lost some business for about 2 weeks.
A little bit.
But my thing is I tell people all the time, no, go try it.
Why wouldn't you?
Go try it. Please go try it. Go try other barbecue places because you got people that can barbecue really well. But we all have different flavors.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you go to a place that has bad barbecue, they just got bad barbecue.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about
just
it.
Get out.
If you go to a place that has good barbecue, then their flavor is not going to taste like mine. We're both good, but at the time, it's like whatever flavor you have in your mouth on your palate at that time, that's where you're going to go.
Sure.
And so.
Well, yeah, you know what I want to do? And I had my friend say, oh, you should do a live. And I don't know, I just like barbecue. I might just eat it. But I want to get like a plate of yours and a plate of Terry Blacks.
And compare it to?
And some Hellberg.
Oh, yeah.
You got to throw some Hellberg in there.
Yeah.
And just see what the different flavors are. Like, I know, you guys just all cook your own thing, but I just really want to like just see the differences.
Yeah, I'm big. My thing is I'm 100% big on flavor. I'm all about flavor. Like I said, I still cook the old school way. Like most of these guys got these huge pit that they can set the temperature and let it go. No, I don't have none of that. It's me.
You're still monitoring. Yeah. You're still checking your smoke.
100%. I'm constantly working my
more water.
Box. Yeah, I'm constantly working my stack,
Yeah.
And me and my guys, I taught them the old school way. So they're all doing the exact same thing I'm doing. And they go and they see the other place and they just go push a button, hit, like a Rudy's you hit, 250 degrees and just let it go.
Which is also kind of like, if you think about like craft brewers.
Yeah.
Versus the big guys.
Oh, 100%.
The big guys have to make sure that is consistent flavor, color, everything nationally, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a hard thing to monitor without those machines. But then you get your craft brewers coming in. Yeah. And that's when some real flavor comes out.
And I tell people, everyone's like, well, why are you so? I say, look, because I'm small, right? So me and my team, we're building. So we can't mess up.
Right.
Right. We can't mess up. Like, because once you get, a bunch of bad reviews,
it's done.
It's over. So every piece of barbecue we sell, I take a lot of pictures. I make sure it looks as if I was serving my family or serving my friends. That's the whole thing about coming to the backyard. When people come to the backyard and get the barbecue, not everyone, most of the people come in and they like it. They all say the same thing. It feels like you're cooking in my backyard. I feel like I'm in a cookout with my family. Nice. And we got Uncle Earl over here on the barbecue pit throwing down. And, that's what it tastes like. You can tell, like, you really, like, you've mastered this. And a lot of it just, honestly, it's my rub.
Okay.
It took me, 10 years to perfect it. And the barbecue sauce, it took a long time to perfect it.
That takes a long time to put together.
Yeah, it took a long time. And a lot of people don't even have their own rub. But it took me, thanks to my brother, he's the one that was like, Anthony, you got to figure this out. And we cook 100% of our food on the barbecue pit.
Okay.
Everything.
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 See, you would get along with my mom.
Everything.
Graham makes peach cobbler on the barbecue
So
pit.
do I.
Yeah. Oh, see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have a smoked peach cobbler. I have a smoked cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
The cheesecake is like the one that throws everybody off because, you don't expect to, so like, how do you smoke a cheesecake?
Yeah.
Or how do you smoke peach cobbler? And I did, when I worked at Buzzards, I would do all these different cakes, on the pit. And everyone was like, what does that even taste like? Like this, I feel like smoked cake. I was like, well, you got to think about back when your grandmother was alive, they didn't have electric stove. They had wood burning stoves.
Yep.
Right? So everything got cooked with wood.
Yeah.
I said, so even the cakes.
Yeah. Everything.
It was like, oh my God. Meemaw's cake.
You're like, that's what it tastes like.
And that's what you're getting. Put some ice cream on it, you're good to
I
go.
know. I was gonna say all you need is ice cream to balance it out.
You're good to go. Maybe some caramel drizzle on something like that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
then you're good to go. So
Now you're gonna make me hungry.
I'm starving. I gotta be honest with you.
I'm like, it's late in the day.
Yeah. So that is it's different, and so people, they come there because they're like, you have your menu is like, I'm like, oh yeah, I have smoked salmon,
Ooh.
I have smoked meatloaf, stuff like that, smoked oxtails, all this stuff that people don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like Terry Blacks, he has smoked turkey, smoked pork
Like
ribs,
the things you would
brisket,
expect.
sausage, and beef ribs. That's it.
Yeah.
And you come over to where I'm at, and I have I have all kind of different items that you can buy, you can get,
Mm-hmm.
and so, but it helps me out. And some people's like, man, your menu is huge. Like, yeah, but look at, it hits all your taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
If you want mac and cheese and you want brisket, now you can get the black and gold because you got the mac and cheese with the brisket on top with a little drizzle of barbecue sauce.
Mm.
Now you got best of both worlds.
That sounds good.
So then it works. So, but yeah, here we are.
Here you are.
Here we are.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a killer story.
Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you for sharing it.
Oh,
This
absolutely.
has been great. So if people want to follow you, since Ashley's got it all set up.
Oh yeah, she's a bomb diggly.
Where do they need to follow you?
So you can follow me. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow us on. I make a lot of barbecue TikToks.
Okay.
You can follow us on TikToks. You can go to Google, leave us a review.
Yeah.
And just, we appreciate you guys. Like, y'all have been, people have been blessing us for like almost 2 years now, and it's been great.
That's amazing.
It's like people like y'all that reached out to us after she put the story on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Well, good.
Really
Well, hopefully
good.
this will help get a little more of your story out there and get people interested. So stop by Broken G across from
Magnolia.
No, Magnolia, but which part of it? Now my brain is broken.
The silos.
You're across directly from the silos,
From the
that
silos.
corner, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's not gonna look like it's there. So you'll see backyard, look for Broken G, head on back and get some barbecue. In the meantime, follow you online. What are your hours?
So we're open Tuesday through Sunday. We try to stay open from 11 to 10.
Okay.
A lot of times we sell out.
I would say if you sell out, it's just
we're out.
too bad, so sad, it's gone.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
try to stay open as long as we possibly can because we
Nice.
know people get off work at 5 or people get off work at 6, 7 o'clock and they want some food. So we try to
Sure.
stay open as long as we can, but it doesn't always happen that way. So
I mean,
it's backyard, so you never know. You can get 100 people come in, or you can get 500 walk in at one time.
Yeah.
And it's happened.
Yeah.
And you're done at 3 o'clock. You're like, I just sold all my food. What do? It's like, I gotta close. It's like, what? People gonna be mad at me.
well,
It's like, it happens.
it happens.
So my menu, I got on my menu that when we're out, we're out.
So
you
go
know.
for lunch.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Plan on lunch. See you tomorrow.
Appreciate it, guys. Be there at 11 o'clock.
Very cool. Please be sure to follow Broken G wherever you follow, whatever you follow. And also keep listening to What's Up Waco podcast here on Rogue Media Network or wherever you listen to your podcast. And Anthony, thank you so much for being here today. This has been really cool. I love your story.
I love telling it. So
Nice.
I appreciate you.
Very good. And everybody, that is What's Up Waco.
Do you have a topic you want to talk about? Do you have questions about Waco, the real estate market, how to sell your house, what to look for when you're buying a home? Send me an email, ericasellstexas@gmail.com. Shoot me a text, 254-447-0180. Happy to chat about it. Find me anywhere you listen to your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production. In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.